we're back. Riding with Junebuggy's back tonight, and something very special tonight. Usually on this podcast, we, promote local business. We promote local people, and that's something we're going to get to do tonight. But it's a little different tonight. We have two people here that's going to be sharing their story of their IVF journey. And tonight we have Jacob Miller and Mikayla Miller coming from Wilmington to share their story from IVF. Guys, thanks for doing this, guys. Thanks so much.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Yeah. So first of all, and like we said before we started recording, Jake, we ain't seen each other for what 13 years now, man. It's been a minute till we seen each other, man.
See, I think our last conversation was back in 2012 about baseball.
I think we were doing some baseball drills. Man, that's been a minute. But I think it was in the high school gym, the old high school gym. So, man, that's awesome. Well, guys, tonight, again, they're sharing their IVF journey from beginning, middle, and not end, but to the current. And, guys, I'm going to just open the floor, and I want y'all to start. When did it all start for y'all?
Go first.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay. Jake and I got married in 2018.
Wow.
Yeah, so we've been married for a long time, and we graduated and moved towards Wilmington around 2019. I became a special education teacher, and he became a police officer, and so we kind of, started getting our feet wet in our careers and everything, and we decided at that time we were ready to start our family.
Yeah.
This was 2019, correct?
Yeah, 2019.
2019 versus 2020.
Right before COVID.
Right before COVID. So COVID hits, and so, that kind of puts a damper on everything medical. So
That's kind of funny, because that's... What?
What?
First of all, you didn't even introduce me into the
I'm so
podcast.
sorry. I'm not used to you recording with me. I'm sorry.
This is Madeline,
Okay.
wife of Junior May.
Okay, but what's funny?
2020 is when, well, I don't know if you were involved, but I decided that was the perfect time to start a family for some reason.
I'm pretty sure I was involved in that.
Yeah, maybe it's 2020 something. People were like, okay, now. Yeah.
Well, let's think about this for a minute. Social distancing, get to spend time with your family. You don't get to see anybody, so it makes sense.
It makes sense.
But go on.
But medically, it kind of put a damper on things because of social distancing and whatnot. So,
Right.
And we were living at the time in a more rural community or county.
See here, in 2020, 2019, 2020, we were actually in Charlotte.
Okay.
Living in townhomes. We bought a house in Whiteville in 2020. Just maybe 2 months before they came out with COVID.
Just before they shut it all down?
Yeah, before they shut it all down.
Hey, at least you got to the housing market before it really crashed.
We did. Yep, we got
COVID helped us sell that house.
Yeah, it did help us sell the house. But so we started then. We ran into some, medical issues and everything. Just it wasn't going well for us, so we decided to do foster care.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so we did foster care for 2 years, out of that same area, Columbus County, and we were seeing not a fertility specialist, but just a regular family practice OBGYN, who kind of was like, I don't want to say body shaming, but they were pretty much body shaming me.
It was. They said that I was fine. She needed to lose a certain amount of weight for us to get pregnant.
That's not cool.
So, and I was heavier back then. I'm about 100 pounds lighter now than I was then. So, I really felt like everything was my fault, and so it took a little bit of time before we realized that wasn't necessarily the case, but also putting a pause on our family journey, I stopped around, let's see, so around 2023, I had bariatric surgery. So I had gastric bypass and lost a lot of weight. But they warned me that usually when people have gastric bypass, they get pregnant really quick afterwards because they're losing weight rapidly.
And that's not always a safe thing to do because you're still learning to re-eat and learning how to take care of your own body.
Right.
They recommend waiting at least a year until you know how your body's going to react.
Absolutely.
Yes. So, so we waited that year, and I continued just seeing my regular. I switched OBGYNs because that one made me feel uncomfortable, and at that point, we had moved again. We were living in Leland at the time, which is right outside of Wilmington, and so I went to a different OBGYN in Winston that we really trusted, and we went to see them when we lived in Sparta and everything. So they recommended a fertility clinic right outside of Wilmington, or
Okay.
inside of Wilmington.
In Wilmington.
And we went there. So what was the name of that place?
It was Carolina Fertility
Yeah, Carolina's
So we
Fertility
went to
Institute. Yes.
Institute.
Mm-hmm.
Now let me ask this question because you said you did the gastric bypass surgery.
I
and
did.
everything. Now was that because of what the doctor said to you that was like, hey, I need to do this, or was that recommended? Or
So I was at a healthy weight. I almost didn't qualify for gastric bypass because I didn't weigh enough. And so I just barely, like, I had gained enough weight to get the gastric bypass, but my doctor had made me feel so bad about myself, and not being able to start our family that and I thought about it, I prayed about it and everything, and I thought, if this is the one thing that we have to do in order to get our family, then this is what we're gonna do.
Yeah.
So that's kind of where that went. So I did have the gastric bypass, and I don't regret that. I don't
Right.
think, but it didn't.
If we
open
would have known what we know now,
right.
it more than likely never would have happened.
Yeah. Probably.
right. So this doctor, he just wasn't given the right.
It wasn't like a separate health issue you had to get, but you're like, well, but maybe this really is
Yeah. That
what
was
we need. Okay.
basically, it was like, maybe it really is my weight. So if I have the surgery and lose the weight, then maybe we'll have babies.
So
But
bad information from the doctor, but
bad information, very bad information.
we won't ask you the name of the doctor here. Let's not do that.
Oh yeah, no,
I couldn't even tell you.
I could tell you that.
Now, who did you guys, if you don't mind me asking, who did you guys go to in Winston that helped you out?
In Winston, we went to Lyndhurst Gynecology. I do highly recommend them. They have a few offices around this area too. I think they have one in,
Greensboro,
yeah,
I think Charlotte.
like
and
kind of all over.
So some of the major cities in North Carolina.
Yeah. So, and it's not a bad drive from Sparta.
No, it's not.
No.
Hour and 15.
They're a
Max.
good doctor.
Yeah.
Yes. And they take, well, I've been a teacher that whole time, so they took my state health insurance and everything.
Oh,
so that was
absolutely.
helpful. And they were in network and everything. So, and they gave us good insight.
They
So,
did. And so
when was that? I'm trying to think of when that was.
that was the end of 2023, beginning of 2024, when we switched from them to Carolina Fertility
Okay.
to
Now, the Carolina Fertility Institute, that's the one down in Wilmington.
that's in Wilmington.
It's in Wilmington. That's what you're using now. Is that right? Or are we?
No.
So we're a little bit ahead of ourselves here.
We're almost there. So Carolina's Fertility Institute, they did help us out, though. They did a bunch of what they do in the beginning of this journey. They do a lot of genetic.
They do a lot of genetic testing. They test the woman to make sure that nothing's wrong with the eggs or blood work, and there's a lot of tests and everything else, a lot of scans that goes into it.
Genetic carrier screening is what I got.
Right, absolutely.
And then they also test the man. They take a sperm sample and they test to make sure that everything's working normally.
Do they take blood too from the man?
Yep, they take blood work and everything else just to make sure that everything's like it needs to be.
It takes about a month for all.
Takes about a
that
month.
to
So
come
that
back.
was in August of 24 that they did all that. All of Mikayla's tests came back normal. She was healthy as a horse. She didn't have any
I don't carry any genetic
She doesn't
abnormalities.
carry anything out of the 270 something genetic diseases that they test for. She didn't carry any of them, which was great news.
Now, when the first doctor did they say you carried any genetics at all besides the problem that they caused?
The white lips.
They didn't test anything.
They said they did a semen analysis on you, and so they didn't do a genetic carrier screening on me, but they said that it was my weight that was stopping us from getting pregnant. But they did do a semen analysis on Jake, and they said that it came back like inconclusive, but nothing to be worried about.
Oh wow!
Okay.
Yeah.
Did they do any ultrasounds or anything like that? X-rays, or did they just look at you and you're like, we know you're just too heavy?
Yeah, that's basically what happened. My first major ultrasound was at Lyndhurst in Winston.
Mm-hmm.
So, and that came back like they just did an inside. I don't know the right word for it. An inside ultrasound to look at, like basically does she have all of her parts? And they were like, you're fine. Everything's good. Which is why they were kind of like, well, maybe you should see a specialist and send us down to Wilmington at Carolina's Fertility.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So in August we had all that done.
Yep.
And we went on a cruise in early September of that year.
Now we're still in 23, right?
24.
We're in 24 now. Okay.
Yeah. Currently. So they did all the testing. They said that was take. All of her stuff came back normal. They said my blood work and my semen analysis and everything would take about a month and a half.
Right.
So we took a cruise in September. A couple of our friends had gotten married, so that's what they wanted to do for the wedding party, is going on a cruise.
Oh, that's awesome.
So we did that. We came back into September, 1st of October. They called and said that my semen analysis came back as basically bad. There was nothing there.
Well, and his blood, his genetic.
My genetic screening also came back as XXY37.
Now, what does that mean exactly?
Yeah, so that's really weird. It's a very rare chromosomal. What would you call that? So it's called trisomy X. If you Google it, it's called trisomy X, and so that is basically like he has an extra X chromosome.
Yes.
So
Wow.
kind of like Down syndrome. People with Down syndrome have like one missing chromosome. He has one extra.
Wow.
And what they call that is Klinefelter syndrome.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I was diagnosed with in October of 24.
Okay.
Most of the time,
it is never found unless you are trying to get pregnant.
Oh wow. Okay.
It's either found in childhood, which is most common, or not found at all.
Right.
And so what happens with Klinefelters is it comes from the parents being of older age. And when when you're born, it's what you're born with. Growing up, you might be a little bit slower as far as puberty goes, or you might have a learning disability, or
you might have really fast growth spurts.
You might.
But you didn't have any of that in school, though, did you?
I did.
Did you really?
I had an IEP. I am dyslexic.
Oh man. Okay.
And growing up in elementary school, middle school, I grew a foot and a half in a year.
I was about to say you were my height the last time we met. Now you're taller than me. So
I see why everyone wanted him to play basketball.
Well, he was
to the hoop.
Well, he was a way better football player.
Well, that too is bigger than all other kids.
And
I will say though, just off topic, just for a minute, if me and you played football together, I'd probably be scared of you, right?
I don't know about that. I'm just a big old teddy bear.
Well, yeah, but dude, on those when you put the helmet pads on, man, everything changes. It changed for every player. But back to what we were talking about. So, but yeah, so you were dyslexic in school and
Yeah.
everything. Wow, I never knew that, man.
So he's got Klinefelter syndrome, and what that does, fertility wise, like it has all those factors as you're growing up. But
Yep.
when you get grown,
When you get grown, there is, without doing any extreme testing,
Mm-hmm.
there is a 75% chance that I can never have children.
Oh man.
And with that 25% that is there out of it, there's an 80% chance my children will have the same genetics that I have.
Okay.
So with all that, we decided to go down the IVF journey.
yes.
But you didn't start there.
We didn't start there, no.
No. So let's go what you started with first.
Okay.
So
You did the IUIs, correct?
We did the
We did.
IUIs, medical IUIs through Carolina Fertility.
Mhm.
in Wilmington.
in Wilmington.
So those were all medicated cycles, meaning that I took some different medicines, and then we did a trigger shot to basically make me drop an egg, and then it was all timed. We went into the office, and we were going the donor sperm route even then, because our options were either we go the donor sperm route, or there is a medical procedure that can be done for people who have Klinefelter syndrome or make really low amounts of sperm. And it is called the TECES, TECES, or something like that procedure. And so it's basically like IVF, but for males. And so instead of going in and trying to take out eggs, they go in and try to take out sperms.
Wow.
They
Yeah.
did that. However, when they did my test, there were no sperm.
There was none.
So it just wasn't. Oh, it's really low. It's just
Yeah.
nothing.
In layman's term, I was shooting blanks.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but they said that maybe they could go in there and pull out some not mature sperms. But the likelihood of the success of that was like, I think we were given a 20% chance of maybe getting some sperm.
Yeah.
Well, that's better than nothing. I will say that, but that's a very low shot. Yeah.
Yeah.
Correct.
And that procedure for Jake would not have been covered under any insurance whatsoever. So
Has any of this been covered
Under
insurance?
Yes.
yes, so our IUIs were actually covered.
The first two medicated IUIs that we did were covered under my insurance. I had part of the insurance that I had at the time covered the up to 2 cycles within my lifetime, basically.
That's really nice.
Yeah.
So that would be 2 IUI attempts. Is that
Yes.
correct? Okay.
2 attempts, whether they took or didn't take.
Okay.
Right. So we did those, and they did not take.
Yeah.
But we were only given like a 25 to 30% chance of each one taking.
Mhm.
So I mean, we went into it knowing that our odds were against us, but we tried anyway.
Right.
You said you used donor sperm. Tell us more about that.
Yeah.
And then it's like, well, okay, we've got some sperm here. Or did you like choose?
Yeah.
Or
So we went through California Cryobank. They do
It's kind of like having like Tinder profiles, but for sperm donors.
Pretty
So
much.
you're
They-
shopping
they-
around for your.
they do
I'm just saying I'm learning a lot tonight, guys. So if you're seeing shocks on my face, that is wild.
yeah, I was like, wow, their journey sounds kind of like ours, and then it took a very different turn. And I was like, oh,
yeah.
so much new information.
But yeah, so it really is like a Tinder profile. You can pay more to see adult photos or childhood photos. They give you
Or hear their
you
voice.
can hear their voice. You can see how
Handwriting.
they handwrite. But you can also see their family history, their family genetics, if there's cancer in the family or anything like that. You can see their blood type, their religion, their
All
what they
the
did in high
how
school. You
high-
can see everything.
How tall they are, how
Height,
heavy
weight,
they are.
skin color.
Now, when you go through that, and I'm just curious, I'm probably asking a way out there question, but when you do the donor sperm, does any of the husband's genetics would that go in at all, or am I? Just,
No.
I don't know. I don't know any of this.
So we chose. So the more filters you put on a search,
The smaller amount of donors it gives you.
right?
So
Yeah.
when we first started looking, we did light skin to medium skin complexion.
Yeah, complexion.
At least 5'8" to 6'5", and at least close to 200 pounds. That's all
Okay.
that we put in there.
Yeah, that was the basics, the very bare minimum.
Because that's what gets closest to me.
Right.
Yeah. So and then we refined that search to be above 6 feet.
Yeah.
Right.
So, like, even though you're like, I have no genetics, you can kind of choose, like, so, like, you don't have an Asian child or
Yeah.
have Asian child.
Facial
I mean,
no, not that.
some
but
people
you know,
might want that, but you can kind of like,
Yeah.
well, we kind of, this is what is important to us.
Yeah.
like
yeah.
you want one that's closest to you as possible.
Yeah.
Right.
So
Kinda similar genetics.
yeah, you can kind of make it so that you're not looking at somebody who is not your same skin color or not your same, if
Authenticity, or I can't think of the word now.
yeah.
Ethical.
Yeah.
No, not ethical.
Or we didn't want somebody that was like 5 feet tall because Jake's like 6'3", and so we didn't want to.
Fair skin and red hair.
Yeah.
That's
So,
fair.
Yeah.
And it also goes into play, where we live and everything else. We live at the beach. It's hot.
Mm-hmm.
9 months out.
Someone that can handle the heat.
Yeah.
Yeah, we didn't want a fair-skinned donor because we didn't want to worry about sunburns and all the things. Plus, Jake's not fair-skinned anyway, so we wanted to be as close to him as possible, but also have all the qualities that we
That you're
we're
looking
looking for. But also, we wanted to avoid some.
And it also goes into when you look at this and when you're choosing the genetics testing, they also have to do it. So we have to choose donors that don't clash with Mikayla's genetics. So now when they did her genetic screening, she didn't test for anything. She tested negative for all the diseases that they test for.
I see.
But we also had to look into, what diseases or what traits does this donor's family history carry, and is that something that we want to potentially bring up? So heart disease, lupus,
Even
cancer,
like super
anything.
bad anxiety or schizophrenia.
Give me an idea of how much of that y'all found. Like, was that more of I shouldn't say rare, but was that more common, like in the disease?
Mostly what we saw was some allergies, a lot of anxiety, and a lot of cancer. There was a lot of cancer,
And heart disease.
either in the parents of the donor or sometimes the donor themselves, or even the grandparents. It even shows any siblings that they might have had.
Oh wow, okay.
And you can also see if they've had any actual pregnancies or live births already. So either they've had their own children or they've somebody else has used their donor sperm and had a live birth. So you can kind of see their success rates with that too.
I see.
Yeah. So we were really the main things we were avoiding were specific cancers that are on my side of the family and heart disease, which is pretty prevalent in my family. So we didn't want those odds to come together and make it so that, our potential future children would have those issues.
Even though, and this, talking about all this, either with y'all or with our families, it sounds bad. You're picking and choosing, but at the same,
It's kind of
more of.
I think that's good.
Most people, when they have a child, they don't consider.
They don't look at. They don't look at that. It's like
don't. And what we really want to do is to give our potential children the best life that they can possibly have.
No,
Right.
this
Like,
is
if I can make their chances for heart disease a little less.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why not?
no, because I agree with her because some people don't even go into it and look like, hey, what's this? What's this? What's this? And in fact, until you guys just said something, I didn't even know that's a possibility to go and look into. Hey, well, what's this genetic? What's this the skin types and all that. So no, that's absolutely admirable. I recommend that to anybody that's trying that. Truthfully, but okay, so you guys have done that. So and you've done 2 IUIs at this point, or are we still on number 1?
So
We've done 2 medicated IUIs.
2 medicated IUIs.
and then we did, when those didn't take, which we had a very low chance of those taking to begin with. That was at the beginning of 2025. When we learned about my diagnosis, it hit hard for both of us.
We had to go to
See counseling and talked about it, and took about 5 to 6 months off. So
just to get
process.
Just to process everything. So the first 2 cycles of IUI happened in, I believe, around March of 25.
Okay.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Now those are the medical ones.
Those were the medical ones.
Okay. Now you're saying 2 medicals.
Yes.
What was the third one then?
So once those didn't take, we took a month or 2 off, and we decided to try at-home IUIs.
Yeah.
Is that what?
Okay, no, we did a medical one. I've never heard of.
Yeah, I've never heard of at-home IUI. Explain that to us.
So you can, either if your partner makes sperm and everything's okay there, you can actually get like a contraption, sort of like the Mosey baby, or like some people legitimately use turkey basters, but we don't condone that on this podcast.
I always talk about that, but
Do not recommend
I
it
didn't think that was a thing.
Some people do, but not here. We don't.
Okay. I might have to rate this podcast. I've never had to do that, but I might have to rate this one. No, I'm kidding. But go on.
You had legit medical equipment.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, so there is a company called the Mosey Baby,
Mhm.
and they send you all of the stuff to do a at-home, treatment, I guess you could say.
So if your partner makes sperm, then you can do it at home. All you need is the Mosey baby. But if you're in our boat, we had to order donor sperm and have it shipped to our house.
Which it comes.
You can order donor sperm.
Donor sperm. It comes in a yellow triangle-looking box. That is.
It looks like a tank from Monsters Inc.
It does. It looks like a yellow tank from Monsters Inc.
Yeah, it does.
That might be the graphic for this episode. Now that I know. Now
And it comes frozen in
straws.
yeah.
They're straws.
Oh, yeah, that's gonna make sense.
But they're frozen with liquid nitrogen.
So let me ask this because we're going to get into the financials a little bit. I'm not going to dig into it much. What is the cost of something like that?
So from California Cryo, which is what we did our medicated IUIs and our IVF, which we'll get into. We bought everything from California Cryo for those. Those cost roughly $1,200 a vial.
Yeah.
A vial.
A vial.
Okay.
So each straw of sperm. I'm trying to find you a picture of the Monsters Inc.
Okay.
So one straw, one vial is about $1,200 from California.
And how many did you get?
We did from California Cryo. We got 3.
So you're looking at $3,600 just right there for those.
Just right there. Now
I imagine the insurance did not cover that.
Insurance does not cover that.
Okay.
Did you try with the insurances?
Yes.
Okay. So.
And they do not cover any of that.
Okay.
Now the at home, we bought the donor sperm from it was
Cryos International, which is a cheaper, like more cost effective.
Yes, if you're going to do at home cycles and you have to purchase donor sperm, then
Right.
They have
they're
Their
cheaper.
count.
Yeah.
It was roughly $500 a vial or tube
Yeah.
draw.
And we used one straw for every try.
Yes, and we
so-
did 2 of those.
Okay.
Um,
Was there medication for this as well? So it was just those.
just
it was
like
just,
timing.
timing.
Yeah, you can do that medicated with your doctor. Like they'll give you the medicine and then they'll kind of like before you get to this stage, they usually do like timed intercourse type things. So it's
Right.
similar to that kind of cycle. So you can take the medicine and do it at a timed specific time and day that your doctor tells you to do it. But we didn't do that. We didn't go that route.
Right.
Mikayla has an app on both of our phones that follows
Right.
our cycle. But
Yeah, we use the Flow app.
Yeah.
We love
So did we do flow?
We might have tried it.
Well, I think we did try that. Okay.
yeah, so
Okay.
we'll use the Flow app to kind of sort of
We
base
still
the
use the
we
Flow
still
app,
use the
even
Flow
in the
app.
IVF
Okay.
world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So the at-home tests were, I want to say, August or so of 2025.
Okay.
We took the summertime off.
Right.
The 2 medicated IUIs, we did those back to back. So March and April of 25.
Took a break and rested
Took
a little
a break, regrouped and everything, and then did the 2 cycles of at-home IUI. So August and September.
hmm
bit. Wow.
And at that point, when those didn't take, we went back to Carolina's Fertility, and they were like, "Okay, well, you've kind of done everything that we, would expect up to this point. So now we're looking at the IVF route." So at that point in time, we were like, okay, we get it. And this was still in Wilmington. We were like, what is the cost looking like? Because we know that it's not going to be covered by our insurance. So what does that look like here locally? And they gave us.
I think they gave us because we would have to do it medicated. We'd have to do a medicated IVF.
Sure.
So between medication and the actual surgery to retrieve the eggs and everything, it was going to cost roughly $20,000 to $25,000
Wow.
out of pocket.
Yeah. Now, there's medicine for this. Now, is there now insurance won't cover any of this now, or does insurance cover this now? Because I've heard that insurance is getting into this a little bit more.
Yeah, they are. And actually, Trump RX is doing a lot of medicines related to IVF. They're reducing the cost of that. But we didn't end up using that, but we did look into it. And some insurances do cover some of the IVF stuff. I know if you work at Starbucks, then Starbucks' insurance will actually cover your IVF cycles.
Wow.
But
Yeah.
state insurance for local government personnel does not cover it.
Yeah, so that's us. We, as a teacher in a
That's
college,
really
can't do that.
interesting.
Say that
really
it's like that anymore.
I thought about quitting teaching and working at Starbucks, but Jake said we couldn't afford it.
They don't pay for everything.
Hey, free coffee, guys. I'm just saying.
Free coffee or paying our mortgage.
Yeah, that would. I recommend keeping the other job.
So we weren't going to be able to get any of it covered on our side, but it is covered somewhat now.
Yes.
So we were shopping around for a little while, and we came across CNY Fertility, which is who we are using.
Yep.
And they are based.
They're based
out of New York.
Right. Yeah.
Yes.
Now let me ask this question: why New York? Is
That's just their home base.
That's just their home base.
Yeah.
They have offices all over New York, Florida, Virginia, Colorado, Texas. I mean, they're all over the U.S.
They have monitoring offices.
Well, I guess my question is, could you not do it in North Carolina? That was because when I like I said, I got in. I started following this probably once you started the page actually.
Yeah.
And I saw the New York thing. And I was like, that was going to be one of my questions. Like, could you not have done it here?
We could have. We got the quote to do it.
We did get the quote to do it in North Carolina.
Okay.
Which was still going to be roughly $18,000 to $19,000
Okay.
to do it. And
we
that
did shop all over North
we did.
Carolina.
We shopped all over North Carolina, different clinics, different monitoring places. There was a monitoring place in, I want to say, Winston that worked with CNY Fertility, but they only do the monitoring and they don't do the actual egg retrieval or transfers or anything.
Yeah, monitoring is just your ultrasounds and your blood work.
Okay.
So we did find a few offices in North Carolina that would work with us through CNY, but their prices for the actual egg retrieval and transfers were way higher than just us traveling up to New York 2 times.
Okay. So, what did you guys have to do? You guys flew to New York, is that correct? Or did you drive up to New York?
We flew.
to New York. My mother, love her to death, actually
One of the sweetest ladies I've ever met, by the way.
we had Delta miles 4 flights, and she used her points, her miles, to fly us up and back home
Oh, man, that's awesome.
to Albany, New York, where we
Wow.
did the egg retrieval.
Now, when, and I'm sorry, forgive me. Now, when the egg retrieval was just recently, correct?
Yes.
So, give us a timeline on that. When did you guys go to New York? Because I know it was a couple months ago, correct? Or am I?
Last month,
Yep.
we went up to New York, and it was the end of May.
Yep, it was the
around
end
the
of May.
20th or 21st.
Yep, it was about the end of May that we flew up to New York to do the egg retrieval.
We
Okay.
stayed up there for 3 days.
Yep.
Mhm.
So, how was New York? just a little bit.
Where we stayed at was nice.
Oh, yeah.
Don't ask me to say the name of it because I can't tell you. But the clinic was actually in Albany, New York.
Right.
We actually took a day and went to downtown Albany. And
Mm-hmm.
unfortunately, most places were closed because we went up there during a holiday.
Yeah.
So
It was what, Memorial?
That was Memorial Week.
Memorial Week.
Oh, okay.
It wasn't very busy, so
Yeah.
kind of sort of let down. That's it looked.
You didn't get the New York
Didn't
experience.
get the New York experience.
Yeah, and we didn't go into the city. We
No,
we
it
talked
was-
about it, but
It was going to be a 3-hour car ride or a
Yeah.
2-hour
Taxi ride.
train ride to
Yeah.
the city, and it just wasn't worth it.
So where are we at now? Where are you guys at now with?
so we did our egg retrieval in May, and
They retrieved 16 eggs,
Okay.
and out of those 16 eggs, 13 of them fertilized. So they took the eggs and they took the sperm,
Okay.
the donor sperm, and they put them together.
Okay.
and
Now,
then-
is that a pretty good number?
yeah, that's pretty good. Because sometimes people go in there and they get 15, 20 eggs out, but they only get to 1 embryo. So they watch those fertilized eggs grow for 7 days.
Yep.
And then they call you and they give you an update, or for us they send it through the portal.
Mhm.
So they sent us through the portal an update on how many of those fertilized eggs made it to the blastocyst stage, which is where they become embryos and they freeze them. And we had 9. So we got 6 day 5 embryos and 2 day 6 embryos and 1 day 7 embryos.
Now talk the difference between
We
those.
still have
Yeah.
So that basically the day is how long it took it to reach the blastocyst stage. So we have 6 day 5. So that means it took 5 days for it to become a blastocyst.
I'm going to have to stop you.
It's okay.
Somebody explain what blastocyst is.
Blastocyst is just a certain stage of development of an embryo that basically means that it did fertilize and it did multiply its cells. And
Okay.
It basically
So, like, the process has started,
Yeah.
and this is the stage.
So it went from a fertilized egg to
The
multiplying and
next.
becoming an embryo.
that
Right.
It's not quite a baby. Like, it doesn't have a heartbeat or anything, but it's like right there.
It's getting
So,
close.
yes.
It's ready to be
Okay.
So at
yeah.
this
transplanted.
they Yes, and we opted not to do a fresh transfer, which means that we would have stayed in New York for a few more days and they would have put it right back in. We opted for frozen transfers, so all of our 9 embryos are frozen now in New York. So we pay storage on them, and it's $50 a month. So for
Oh, I thought it was going to be something crazy.
I was ready for
$500.
I was ready for a big number, guys. Seriously, yeah.
Yeah, so for as long as we have our 9 embryos, we'll pay $50 a month. So,
Right, absolutely.
yeah, and so we could, potentially travel back to New York 9 times or however many times it takes us to transfer those embryos in and hopefully get live births out of them. But our next step is that we will, towards the end of July, because that's kind of how my cycle's falling, we'll fly back up to New York and they'll go ahead and put in one of those day 5 embryos.
Okay.
And hopefully it'll stick and we'll.
Right.
You won't have to go back.
Now, I know we were talking about money, how much everything
Yeah.
costs, and I'm sure you're wondering
Yeah,
what this costs.
Yeah.
We spoke with a person from CNY,
Mm-hmm.
and they said that for the medication and to do the egg retrieval, it was going to be $9,000.
Oh, wow.
So you take 9,000 versus 20,000.
Yeah, that's definitely a lot cheaper.
With
And that's for everything.
that's for everything.
And then the travel with it too is probably.
Travel with it we probably spent a couple $1,000s for travel, 3 or 4.
I was about to say, because you said your mom had some flyer miles.
Some flyer miles, so we were able to use that. She has a little bit more to help us fly up there at the
That's
end of
awesome.
July. So with travel expenses as far as being up there, renting a car, getting a hotel room, getting food, stuff like that, as well as we did find a clinic in Jacksonville, North Carolina, which is about 45 minutes from the house.
Yep.
That did all of Mikayla's monitoring, so the blood work, the ultrasounds,
Okay.
sending everything like that. They had a bundle package,
Sure.
for a little less than $500.
Wow. That's awesome, guys. That's really awesome. So you guys are going in at the end of July, it sounds like, and then just fingers crossed, basically.
Fingers crossed.
crossed.
It takes, and we'll have a baby in May.
The end of April.
End of April, 1st of May of 27.
Well, let me ask a couple questions because we're coming up on time. And guys, first of all, thanks for sharing this, guys. This is something different we do, but guys, I loved it, guys. This is really good, and I look forward to everybody getting to hear this because I think it's very important that everybody gets this. But let me ask you a couple questions. First of all, both your families, and how have they handled all of this with you guys? Because what all have you done? Because you've done some fundraising as well, correct? Am I correct?
Yeah, we had a big fundraiser. We had a GoFundMe. Our families have been really supportive. Everybody stepped in.
Awesome.
The whole family was in town on our fundraiser day for a cookout that Jake's dad was having. So everybody actually got to come and be part of it, and it was a really good day. We did raise a good bit of money.
Show some love to your family for a minute for all this, guys, because like I said, they've been a big supporter in all this.
Yes, they have. We really love our family and everything that they've done for us.
That's awesome.
We've been able to help, whether it's flights or donating money or helping with anything, helping get stuff ready for the house or helping take care of the house while we've been gone, and we've had coworkers to come and help. We've started our own little farm at home, so we've had
homestead.
We have a little homestead, so we've been able to get coworkers to come and help us while we're doing all this traveling and taking care of everything to help our family as well.
A lot of people have stepped up for us.
Now, is the GoFundMe page still up?
It is still up.
It is.
Yeah, I'll have to find the link.
I was going to say, find the link and share it, and we'll share it to our socials and everything. And do y'all have socials that we can follow you on and everything? Because like I said, I know I'm following you, but
yeah,
tell them the socials that you guys have.
So I share on my personal TikTok page all of our journey, and I'm not sure exactly what my handle is. Something I'll have to look it up. But
Yeah.
I don't even have a TikTok.
Yeah.
Okay, so I get.
You can put it in the.
Yeah, we can put it on.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's true. I can send it to you. And we have a Facebook page called what is it called? Faith, Trust, and Baby Dust.
Yep.
Right.
Faith, Trust, and Baby Dust is our IVF journey page.
Awesome.
Off of that, everything gets reshared between Mikayla's Facebook page and my Facebook page, as well as any family members.
That's where all of our updates go, and all of our TikToks get shared on that page too. So everything is that's our main wheelhouse is that Facebook group.
Yes.
Awesome.
If for some reason you can't find the link to the GoFundMe,
Like I said,
also there.
we'll share it. We'll share it all when the pod drops and everything. Probably a day after the pod drops. But let me ask this question. Like I said, we're coming up on time. Did you have anything else you wanted to ask?
You can follow me on Instagram.
We're not doing that yet.
What? You forgot about me in the beginning. Well, let me shout out the social. I mean, I could probably talk for a long time, but
Yeah.
you know, we don't want it too long.
Yeah,
We don't want it too long.
So let me ask this last question because I think it's important. So you guys have started this, and the toll on it took, and there was emotion and everything. What's the message? What would be a message from you guys to someone, to a couple like yourselves who's trying to start a family like this? Like, what would be that message that you had to them?
My message to, let's say, 2020 me, right, when we first got started, my message to myself would be, this is just a season. It is not the end. It is not, the end all be all. Like, it's tough right now, but it's just a season, and it will change. It may get harder. It may get better. But definitely you're in it for the long haul. So make the most out of it.
Yeah. I would agree with that, and it's nothing is forever.
Right.
Take everything that you can. Live your life. I mean, there's no reason to sulk on what you can or can't do, because the Lord's watching over you, and He has a plan for all of us, and whether that's to be parents or to be guardians, or just be a light for somebody to follow out of the darkness. You just have to trust in Him that He'll show you which way you need to be going.
That's awesome, guys. Okay, now you can share your Instagrams and everything.
You can follow me on Instagram at Madeline_LM or on YouTube at MadelineLM. Thank you.
This has been different. Like I said, I'm not used to co-hosting with someone. I'm usually
Forgot me.
I did forget. I'm sorry. But this is, like I said, this has been fun, guys. This has been good. This has been educational. It's been informative. And guys, like I said, anytime you need I've opened the podcast up, the platform up to people. So anytime you need the platform, you just call me. We'll do something. And we'll
maybe after they have a baby.
Right. Or
talk about the follow-up.
Or we'll follow up in a couple of months with you guys, maybe a short interview or something, just to see how everything's been going. But guys, that is it tonight, guys. Like I said, this has been educational, informational, and guys, this has been fun, guys. This has been good. Thank you so much for coming. Thank you, guys. Absolutely. Jake, it's good to see you again, man. Mikayla, it's good to meet you. Now, before we go, you two are in school together.
Yes.
Okay. I couldn't remember.
High school or
I think elementary.
Actually, our grandparents lived next to each other when we were growing up.
Oh wow, that's awesome, guys. Well, Jacob, tell your mother hi for me. Give her my love. Tell her I say hi and I miss her. And and tell your brothers the same thing, man. That's awesome, man. But guys, for Jacob and Mikayla Miller, for Madeline Mabe, go follow us on Instagram, on Facebook. Go like and subscribe on the Junebuggy page on YouTube. And for Jacob and Mikayla Miller, and for Madeline Mabe, I'm JJ the Junebuggy Junior Mabe, and we will see you next time on Riding with Junebuggy.